YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage back here, and we're going to be looking at the next Viking Forefathers faction, which is the Geats. And I've got them picked here, and to be honest, I was a little disappointed. They are pretty much exactly the same as the Danes. Now, I expected them to be similar, because they're all in the Viking Forefathers and from the same area and such. The only difference that I have been able to spot, and if I'm wrong, then please correct me, is that they have Thrall Spears and Thrall Spearmen. Otherwise, if you go back and watch my Dane video, every other unit is exactly the same, which again I felt like is a little disappointing here. So Thrall Spears, not a bad spear unit for the price. They've got this spear wall, and then you got Thrall Spearmen, which are just a slightly better version of the Thrall Spears, and they actually have a javelin attack, which makes them pretty unique amongst most of the spears that I've seen, because most spears don't carry javelins. So potentially a useful tool, but again, that just kind of depends on how that plays out. In Attila, I haven't gotten to thoroughly test any of that stuff yet. But anyway, yeah, so that's the only two differences. But so I'm not going to cover all the units again, because you can go back and watch my Danes video, and I've already discussed all these units. So let's go to the Grand Campaign and see where their starting position's at. So we're going to pick the Geats here. And they actually start to the furthest north, like literally back against the edge of the map. And so the first thing they're going to end up doing probably is fighting the Danes. They do have the same cultural trait as the other Viking factions, so 75% from sacking, looting, raiding, and then cold blood, so plus 10 morale when fighting during the winter, and immune to snow attrition, which is definitely some cool additions that they get from a campaign side of things. Let's take them into battle. Obviously, I managed to get my butt thoroughly thrashed as the Danes, so I'll try and redeem myself a little bit here. Let's go into a multiplayer battle, see if we can find someone that's still hosting. I haven't had the best of luck with quick battle yet. Let's just host our own. So we're going to host a 1v1, and we'll just put the Geats to the test here, and I'll do a live battle this time. I don't really know what kind of armies to pick here, and it does seem like, from what I've seen, just based on that battle where you saw me play as the Danes, cavalry charges to interrupt incoming infantry is going to be huge, because cavalry really wrecks infantry pretty bad on this game, and it's pretty hard to stop, as opposed to it was pretty easy to stop, I think, in Rome 2. So or either that, or I just haven't picked the right builds yet, which is obviously very possible. So I'm going to be patient with that, just kind of wait it out. Kind of just curious what I should do here as far as picks. Looks like we've got an opponent here, so just gonna say hello, not Jello. Alright, so he's gonna play as Assassinids. This will be a tough matchup, because I'm gonna be thoroughly outmatched with cavalry. So let's see what we can do here to try and get anything done. I better bring some Viking Horse Lords. I'm going to need all the help I can get in the cav department. And let's go to settings, and we'll, yeah, it's on the large funds, which that's good. We'll leave it there. I'm going to go with the cheap general and try and bring more infantry. I'm going to bring some of these Thrall Spearmen that have the, well, hang on, who was it that had the javelins here? Yeah, it's the Thrall Spearmen. I'm going to bring a few of these guys, see if they can assist out in fights against enemy cav. And then I'm going to try again to bring this Nordic band just as some meat shields to try and interrupt enemy cav charges and see if I can hit them with javelins from my main line. I feel pretty good about the Nordic warriors in a mainline fight, so I'm going to tank up on some of these guys, just get 4 of them, and then I'm going to give them some backup with average missile block chance. Just trying to think what other kind of infantry I want to bring here. These guys get shredded by arrows, of which the Sassanids could bring quite a few. I'm thinking maybe just to stick to these units here. Let's try some elite Nordic warriors. And we should be getting quite a bit of scare effect on enemy units. So let's see, I got no missile support at this point. Let's go with the Nordic hurlers. I'm going to get a couple of them just to absorb enemy fire. See if that works. So let's think. Or actually, my opponent left. Great. Darn it. So yeah, my opponent left. That's frustrating. So we'll have to wait for someone else to get in here. So yeah, I'm not playing against the Sassanids, and I'm not even sure that this army would have been a great pick against the Sassanids anyway. Which honestly, I would love to play as the Sassanids against these guys. I'm guessing that you could destroy them with shock cavalry. But then again, like I said, I'm pretty new to the game. Well, let's back up and see if I can join anybody else's game, since I'm not getting into one there. Here we go. Let's see. This one's open. Max 6 Cav. Won't let me join, though. Battle of Swamp. Let's see. Alright, so we got into a battle here. Looks like he's picking the Huns. And, well, this is going to be well, now he's switched to the Saxons. I'm going to go Geats, because that's who I'm trying to show off. I'm glad he's not going to be the Huns, and I hope he doesn't switch back. I don't think that this would go well versus the Huns. Yeah, and he recognizes me, so yes, hello. So, we're just going to throw down with some battle here. Again, I'm going to try with the cheap warlord. I don't know what the Saxons have to offer. I can't remember, but they're probably going to have nice stable infantry, so I'm probably going to want to bring stable infantry of my own. Trying to figure whether I'd rather... Part of me thinks that I'd almost like to just tank up on numbers here. The morale on these guys is much poorer, though, than the slightly more expensive warriors, so let's just go with them. I think they would make a more stable mainline. I don't know if he believes me yet that I'm me. I am me, in case anybody was wondering. These bowmen here, I'm not sure how useful they are because their missile damage is so low. I think I'm actually going to go with the Nordic curlers, but some part of me wonders if any of these javelin units would be worthwhile. I mean, 10 90 damage javelins could actually be worthwhile. Let's try it. They're a little more expensive, but maybe we'll get a better return on investment here. Let's grab a few Thrall Spearmen and Thrall Spears. And then we're going to need some Nordic Horse Lords for sure. Let's see, so if we're going against the Romans, am I prepared to take on a bunch of Roman infantry? And I think the answer is no. I'm not sure that I'll need these spears. My Nordic Horse Lords ought to do fairly well versus Roman Cav, I think. Though I'm not utterly convinced of that. Oh, now he switched over to the Franks. So, yeah, the Franks actually have pretty good cav as well. So we're going to have to wait and see who he actually decides on going with here. I think I'm going to bring a couple of the Horse Lords. I'm going to stick with the Skirmishers to see how that works out. I've never tried it, so it'll just be something new to try. I've got 6 mainline infantry, which is not a ton, but I don't think that the infantry coming from the Franks is going to be out of this world, so we'll see. Need to get some more cav in here. I was thinking about bringing one very light cav to try and get around to his skirmishers, and then we'll bring 3. Well, I'm actually thinking I might be better off just to bring more cav. Yeah, just probably bring one more cav would be my guess. And we've got 200 talents left. So the question is, what would we want to do with that? I could throw in a hurler unit to get a little bit of long range. I wonder if 3 javelin units is overkill, though. Let's try this. We got a little more skirmishing power. I've really got no spears, though, so I have no way to stop Frankish shot cav except with my own cavalry, which I guess I could do. I don't know how it's gonna work. Let's just give it a shot. What the heck ever. Don't really care. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Give you a chance to see what does or doesn't work, because I have no idea what's going to work or not work, so I can't really tell you that. Okay, so it seems like every battle I play is on Swamp. I had one with Prussian Prince here. This guy's here. You can. There's only like a few preloaded maps that they have available, but you can pick a lot of different maps. I don't know if other people just haven't tried it yet, but there are plenty of good maps that you can just pick off the campaign map, similar to what you could do in Rome 2. I'm going to turn the fire at will off on the javelins and try and use them in such a way that hopefully I don't cause a ton of friendly fire, because it seems like friendly fire is very much alive. I'm going to put my horse lords right behind my infantry and get ready to stop any potential Frankish YOLO charges up the center, because I actually do kind of expect such a tactic, because it does work from what I've seen. You can pretty much wreck an entire infantry line with a charge if the opponent doesn't manage to get in front of you. So I've got my weaker cav on the flanks, so I'll have to be careful with them. They're not particularly strong, but I do want to know where I've put that light horseman, which is this one here. Okay, good. It's on the far outside, so maybe I can get around and get into enemy skirmishers or something, or just create a problem. This cavalry here is very fast. It's got 100 speed, so it's going to be getting around pretty much anything. I'm going to actually take these guys off fire at will, because they seem to act kind of funny on fire at will. And I'm going to use the group mode, because they don't have the left click and drag in Attila, which I really don't know why they got rid of that. I wish they'd bring it back. And then I've noticed that just using the keyboard, sometimes the guys are doing some funny stuff. So let's say, ready? Good luck. I can't type today. Have fun. Okay. Alright, let's get this battle started. So let's just kind of get a feel for his army real quick. My hurlers ought to do pretty good against his Germanic archers. And mainline infantry, elite sword here, Bond, shouldn't be a match for my own guys. And these noble Germanic swordsmen in the back, though, also not great attack stats, but very nice health and morale, so they may be tough to break. I do have a cavalry advantage. There's several units of Germanic lancers. So I mean, he does have shot cav over me, but you know, I'm feeling fairly confident that I can stop 3 units of shot cavalry. We'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and keep moving up and try and capture some of this high ground and make him fight from down here in the swamp. I don't know if I'll be able to get there in time or not, but I'll see what I can do. Might be able to run some harassment and try and push his guys back. Be careful though not to eat javelins. Yeah, we're both moving up into range. Again, I think my hurlers, which are slingers, will do good versus his Germanic archers. My guys don't have a lot of ammo, but they're going to have higher missile damage. Okay, so he kind of sees my cav moving up at him, so I'm sure he's going to try and avoid that. Let's get into a skirmishing brawl with him here, and let's try and double team this one. And then I'll move up my mainline infantry right behind to support the skirmishing engagement. Of course, we have my my horse lords just behind them as well. So we'll go ahead and take the skirmish engagement. Again, don't know exactly how this will turn out, but archers, I don't think the archers will do great. My guys have very small shields. Again, don't know if that even plays a role. I don't have precision shot with these hurlers either, but we are doing pretty good versus these archers, and his other one's not really in position yet, so this giving me a chance to focus fire a little bit on one of these guys. But as you can see, the ammo is going to be quite short for the hurlers, but it's a great way to come in here and do some damage and get rid of some of the enemy missiles. And these guys are very cheap, whereas the Germanic archers probably cost more. And let's give a little harassment here. Again, we're gonna have to watch out for sword javelins, but this is just more so to try and force him back a little. I don't want to get caught on an engagement on the back side of this hill, so I'm gonna move up. Okay, we can refocus our skirmish fire. Yeah, let's move up my horse lords to potentially intercept any
enemy units have been rallied.
Okay, his archers just came back into the fight. That's pretty typical kind of thing on Attila. Ooh, he's got some good swordsmen right there in the front. See if my guys can get some javelin hurls. We should here.
Keep him alive.
Okay, he is gonna bring in a charge. His sword here, Bond, have some nice javelins, so I really shouldn't have let them throw that. And watch, I'll kind of show you how you can interrupt infantry charges pretty good here with my cav. So this is going to be devastating to these Germanic swordsmen. They're going to get completely interrupted and just wrecked. So that's why cavalry is going to be a major factor, at least for now, in Attila. I mean, I just ruined that noble Germanic sword unit with a medium melee cav. I'm going to keep my hurlers back here. Let's bring my general up. I've pretty much ruined that one sword unit. Let's move around. My opponent's not moving his cav just yet. Let's see if we can get some more charges. I'm going to save my hurlers and my noble cav for the back lines here. My opponent's still yet to move up his cav, so let's deliver some rear charges and get rid of some of his men. Oh, I managed to get myself charged over here. That's not good. Fortunately, he's moving and hasn't thrown javelins. Getting some nice charges back here. We're just going to keep cycling this raider cav around. And we're getting some pretty serious damage done. Let me show you here too. Let's run a interruption charge on these guys. I'm going to go take these shot cav on with my melee cav. Feel pretty decent about that. I haven't seen shot cavalry do very well versus melee cav in this game just yet. I've got a little bit of infantry here in reserve. I'm going to bring it in actually to try and overwhelm this fight here. And we interrupted his swords over here. That's great. We're going to need to pull back a little here and get our horse lords maybe ready to help as well. Let's have our hurlers throw some javelins here. Come on, throw those javelins. Okay, so he's bringing in more cav now to reinforce against what I'm doing to him. He is actually kind of breaking through me here in the infantry fight. He's just got a lot more infantry than me. Let's pull my hurlers back. I don't want these guys getting killed. Pull my general back. Keep my skirmishers. Let's use our noble cav to try and cause some damage here. We got these horse lords. Let's make use of them. This battle started off very nice for me, and I'm not really liking the direction that it's taking now. But getting some very nice charges here with my horse lords. So I'm going to use them to try and cause max damage. Pulling out of that fight is going to be the painful part. Let's try and get through his center here. And we'll just do some skirmishing with some of his infantry that's broken through. Gonna bust through his center here and get after these archers. And we'll actually take this fight as well. Pull back here and cycle in. So my javelin's actually doing some pretty nice work here. Let's get a rear charge, try and finish these guys off. We got rid of his cav over here so we can rear charge this unit. Okay, so let's move up our horse lords now. I'm gonna keep my hurlers in reserve. Did get some nice rear charge there. Let's pull this infantry back to the center where we need it. Engage our general for now, which is going to be risky because he's not very good. Bring in some armored horse charges here. We're going to try and push back the enemy cav. Keep our javelins in reserve again. Let's go get into these archers. My horse lord's back here, at least pinning down the enemy general. And then we're just going to try and cycle charge these guys into an oblivion. We've got all of his bows singled out. This is dangerous for my general for sure. Let's see if we can get some work done here with our horsemen. So it's going to turn into a pretty bloody fight, me trying to get rid of all this infantry because he did outnumber me badly in the infantry department, but we're starting to get some important breaks here. And I've still got ammo on my javelins, which is going to be key. Got a little bit of ammo left here. And let's chase down that shot cav. These horse lords have ended up paying dividends here. Let's throw some javelins onto these remaining sword units and deal with them that way, though I do think I just got my general killed, which is really going to hurt my morale. We've got to keep these guys from rear charging my infantry, so it's time to bring the horse lords back in. Ooh, I may have just lost it by getting my general killed. But we did get rid of his archers, and I'm still getting some nice charges with my my horse lords.
The men are broken and are fleeing.
Hopefully I can stabilize my men. We're going to need to use these javelins to bring down the enemy general. And then we'll use our hurlers to do the same. We need the enemy general to have to charge our javelins or something. Just need him away from my my noble horse lords, so we'll wear him down. Yep, look at the javelins doing some serious damage here.
We have gained the upper hand.
Yep, so a very close battle. Fun one. Teaching me a lot about mechanics in the game. Managed to kill the enemy general, so let's go in here and say GG. Well played. Alright. So let's save the replay. Definitely a Pyrrhic victory, no doubt there, but did manage to pull that one off. So interesting learnings here. My infantry line was easily overpowered by his. His guys did have a lot of nice missile attacks before the fight, which I think helped them a lot. Cavalry-wise, though, I was a lot more cost-effective with my cav. You can see here the kills. This one not so much, but the rest of my cav getting nice kills. My main infantry line did hold fairly well. This unit not so much. Nordic javelinmen, these guys did get a lot of kills, and the hurlers did okay, considering how cheap. I did get my general kill. As you see there, it's an infantry unit with your general is usually pretty flimsy, so you have to be pretty careful about throwing them into combat. I almost lost the battle by throwing my general in there when I had javelins, and I should have used those to better effect. So anyway, hope y'all enjoyed this. HeirofCarthage signing off for now.